Today we are in the kitchen making a butternut squash soup. It's a very simple recipe with very few ingredients, but very nourishing and just great to have on hand in the winter. So the first thing we're gonna do, and I did this yesterday, is to take 2 butternut squash and slice them in half the long way. And then we're gonna dig out the seeds and we're gonna put them on a pan. And I highly recommend using some parchment paper, especially if you're using an aluminum pan. You don't want to put your food directly on aluminum. So I like these baking sheets from If You Care. They are non-toxic and they're also cut right to the right size. So we'll put that down on the pan and then put the squash on the paper. And then roast them in the oven at 400 for 70 to 90 minutes. You want to test it right around that hour to 70-minute mark with a fork and poke it into not the bulb end because that's going to be thinner, but the other end, and make sure that it's nice and tender. And when it's nice and tender, it's done and you can take it out and let it cool a little bit. And then you can easily take a big spoon and just scoop out all of the squash. And that's what I did last night. And so that's what's in the pan here. It's all ready to go. Normally I do it all in one shot, but I ran out of time last night, so I just scooped it out and I put the whole pot right into the refrigerator. And so today we're gonna finish the soup. So we have our squash, and the next thing we're gonna add is I have some bone broth from our Thanksgiving turkey. And I'm just gonna pop that open and pour it right in. Very nourishing for your gut. It helps your gut heal and just provides a lot of minerals. So making your own broth is a really great idea, and it's really very simple. Okay, and then we're gonna add just 4 other ingredients. We have a tablespoon of thyme and a half a teaspoon each of onion powder, garlic powder, and real salt. So I'm gonna sprinkle that in. And that is all there is to it. We're gonna put it on the stove for a while, and then we're gonna immersion blend it to make it nice and smooth after. Normally you can do that right away if it's still warm from coming out of the oven, but since it's cold, I'm gonna let it heat up for a while before I do that. All right, we'll be back when it's ready. All right, our soup has been simmering on the stove for about 30 minutes or so. And so now we're gonna take our immersion blender and blend it so that it's nice and smooth. You want to make sure you get this all the way down to the bottom, otherwise it could splatter. All right, it's nice and smooth and it's ready to eat, and this is great to you can eat it right away. You can put some in the fridge for the next day or 2, or you can freeze it in quart-size baggies once it's cool. Make sure it's cool before you put it in a plastic bag. But this is really handy to have on hand in a freezer that you can quickly unthaw and have a delicious warm meal on a cold winter's day. So enjoy.